So, uh, there was also a question in the comments about how to bring forward channeling information. I know many people maybe entered this video from different angles. So I'm doing channeling and are really connected with this topic for maybe, let's say, last 8 years. And maybe I haven't done that much publicity in English as I've done in Latvian, and so talking it in English would be maybe something really new for many. So, as far as my understanding about how, for example, imagine you are a person who has been exposed to channeling, who has been channeling itself, who has been having some information related maybe to channeling or receiving some information, and then you have many questions. You don't know what is going on, what's happening, and etc. So I can maybe answer to some of those, or maybe most of those questions, by my own experience. But the thing is that channeling happens to many people differently. I've seen so many channelers, even to whom I have taught channeling, that they receive information so much differently. Tree killers. It's very sad that people just cut down trees emotionlessly. Is that, first of all, to answer this question, is that channeling happens in different ways. One sees, one hears, one smells, one tastes, one just understands. One sees visions, one sees beings, one sees dead people, and there are different forms. Somebody only at night, somebody only in meditation state, somebody instantly receives, somebody just downloads and then memorizes. It's so different. It's and what I believe is you yourself will be a special, unique form of channeling if you continue on practicing and meditating. So the first thing what is mind leading is that you don't have to accept that it will happen the same to you as it has happened to any other. Allow this information to come to you as it's most pleasurable and most beneficial for you as it is. Now imagine you are in this situation when there's some information already coming through. Let's say you start receiving some information, you start receiving information, you start sensing some information. There is something that is already coming through you. Now, what can you do, and what should you do? First of all, you need to understand that to help others, there is no such thing as helping others. I had this type of thinking for a long time, and I was like, of course there is helping others, but not in a way as I understand it to be. And when the Enrico or beings gave me this information throughout all night, I was like sleeping and just receiving downloads of this. I just asked, what have I not yet understand about life? Is that life itself is balancing. The universe itself is built in a form of balance. Therefore, in simple words, you would say, there is always somebody that will not understand anything of what you are saying. There is always somebody that will understand completely everything what you said. And there is always somebody that doesn't even hear or know you. And there is no such thing as actually helping somebody. There is only like attracts like. Whatever you say, there will always be somebody that don't like you. There is always will somebody that likes you. There will be always like this, and therefore, by sharing and by giving information, you will not help anybody. You will not actually do anything to anybody. There will be a complete balance between dislikes and likes, in a way, if you're talking about globally. But to whom you like, to whom you are interested in, or those who resonate in your energy, you will definitely give them and help them. And they will be equally as much as those who don't like you at all. And it's a way of balancing, So in such a form, you would say also, in other words, is that the way you tell, somebody will understand and somebody will not understand what are you telling of. So therefore, bringing information through channeling is mostly interpretation. Now, if somebody is really gifted, he will start hearing words what the other entity is telling, like names and surnames and maybe addresses and etc. But you will also lose some quality there. Maybe you see the name of John. It's John, like John, like a John, and they say no, it's not John. It's like, but what was his name? It was Jonathan. Whatever, John, and he looks bald and tall man. Oh yes, he's bald and tall man. Yeah, that's correct. And he's like ambitious or long-looking person, or doing stuff like looking straight forward in a distance and wanting to do many things in the future. Oh yeah, that was him. But if you tell somebody he's looking forward into the future, and they will be like, oh, what are you talking about? No, he wasn't looking in the future. Well, there are things that will become misunderstandings in the translation. So the most easiest way, the most easiest way in this field is to actually be in contact with that person, or for example, you're talking with that person and you're giving information to that person, and most information comes through and is like some additional information, like looking forward and looking like this, and then you can look at that person who is sitting next to you, and then you can ask them, what do you think about future? What do you think about, let's say, larger stuff? What do you think about doing stuff in the future? And you can just confirm that information really quickly, or you can just look to the person and see, oh yeah, that's him, definitely him. Or maybe in a photograph, you take a photograph, oh yeah, that's him, I know that. I saw really, really large similarities. So giving the information through, passing the information through, or passing the channeling information forward, you first have to understand that not everybody will understand it, and not everybody will like it. And there will be definitely many who will like it. So you don't have to worry about those who understand and those who don't understand the information you're bringing through. The next thing is sometimes this information comes into symbols, meaning that you see, for example, like a clear water or clear sky, sunny day, and the person is asking a couple of questions, different types of questions, but you see like a clear sky or something. And you have to understand that some information can be brought into symbols, like meaning clear sky would be that everything will turn out great, don't worry. Or like clear water, that would mean that everything will solve by itself and everything will become crystal clear. Those doubts or those problems will be cleared out, and maybe in the next day or some time, or just warmness or happiness maybe from that vision that you see. So this is the answer to how to, and talking about techniques, how can you do it? Well, it depends on how are you actually channeling, because whether you're maybe writing it down on a computer, on a paper, or writing it down on a voice, or doing a live channeling, like continuous channeling, like shift your consciousness to the being's consciousness and do channeling from it. It's different. It can be different how the information comes through. It can be. It is different. But the techniques are without and just make your mind empty. Empty your mind. Be completely blank. And it's the first way, or the first thing of how you can increase your channeling quality, information quality that you perceive. So if you are still here, I didn't read your next question, which was something about 40 something. I didn't read that question, so maybe you can please write it down. And what else? What else? I don't know. I don't know what else to say about this question, because that question was already, I think, answered. Well, maybe there are some more questions, of which I don't know yet. But overall, channeling itself is a really energizing, a really exciting, sometimes energy draining, sometimes energy amplifying experience. So channeling itself is it becomes an addiction. It becomes something that you want to remember and try it again, do it over and over and over again. So okay, so I think, thank you for listening. Thank you for questions, and if you have any more questions, just write them down. And see you on the other videos. Bye.